Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time stopping by, my name is Heather. Regardless if you are a new friend or an old friend, I am absolutely happy that you're here. If you're not yet subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the Disney magic that's coming your way, because it's getting into like the holiday months pretty soon, fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and I have a lot of fun content planned, so you don't want to miss any of that. So go ahead and make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and if you are, thank you so much for being a part of my Disney family. This tag was created by Rawan over at the Disney Damsels with a little help from Beth over at the Collectioneers Club. I'm going to link both of their channels below, but chances are you already know who they are. So, without further ado, Rawan did tag me in this. She knows that I love Jim Shore and that I collect Jim Shore. So she tagged me in this to see what my answers were. And obviously you need to go check out both of their videos because they were pretty amazing. I love seeing Jim Shore figurines and collections. And so next to my Disney pin collection, this is absolutely one of my favorites to collect. This tag has 15 questions, and I'm just gonna get started because I'm super excited to talk about this. And thank you again, Rawan, for tagging me. So question number 1 is, when was the first time you ever that wasn't right. When was the first time you ever saw a Jim Shore figurine and what drew you to it? Well, before he collabed with Disney, my mom did collect a few of his pieces. I think she had a few angels. And so I've always really loved the style of his art. I really enjoy looking at folk art, but not everyone can translate it in such a beautiful way that Jim Shore can. So I really do love his style. I think he does it. It can be so classy, or it could be fun and whimsical. He just really can do so many different levels, and it's just really beautiful. And so I've always been drawn to it, and then when he started collabing with Disney, that was just the icing on the cake for me. Number 2, how many Jim Shore figurines do you have in your collection? Give a rough estimate if you don't know for sure. So for me, I want to say I'm in the 12 to 15 range. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, or it may sound like a lot if you don't really collect a lot of things, but to me I think that's a fair number. And I do intend on growing my collection significantly once we get into a house and have more space, because there are other things that we'll talk about in a couple of the other questions that will make sense to you of why I want to get more. But for now, that is all that I have, and I have been a slow collector since like 2005, so I've tried to keep it a little bit sensible and not break the bank. Number 3, what was the first Jim Shore figurine you ever bought? So the first figurine that I ever bought was this gorgeous Sorcerer Mickey. I know so many of you have commented on how much that you love it in the comments below, and I appreciate it, and I share your complete feelings on this. This does have the musical, like music box spinning element with the music, and there's also a lighting element if I can get that turned on really quickly. So this one actually was purchased, I want to say in 2006. I want to say 2006. But I did not purchase it in the conventional way. I actually redeemed this with my Disney movie rewards. I can't remember how many points it took to get him, but I do know he was one of the very top tiers in that. There are different tiers where you can redeem rewards, and he was one of the higher points. But I just fell in love with him. I thought he was beautiful, and as soon as I saw it, I knew the artwork and I knew I had to have it. Number 4, is there a specific Disney movie that your Jim Shore collection is mostly made up of? And if so, which one? And my answer is no, there's not one specific collection. As big as our Beauty and the Beast collection is with other collectibles, I do not have one single Jim Shore Beauty and the Beast figurine anywhere in this house. That will change in November, which I'll share with you in a few minutes. But no, I don't. I just typically pick up what I think that looks really pretty or something that catches my eye and I really like it, which is also a bad thing, because typically if you don't stick with a theme, kind of like my pin problem, you tend to buy things that you wouldn't typically buy just because you think it's pretty, and that can lead you down a crazy rabbit hole of other things you don't need. Number 5, are there specific collections or sets that you have, such as White Woodland, Princess Weddings, etc.? Or if you're in the middle of a set, which ones do you own and which one do you still need to complete it? Oh gosh, that's a long question. I do not have any specific collections. However, so I'm not in the middle of a set, and the ones that I want, I don't own. So let's talk about that for just a minute. I think the white woodland collection is absolutely stunning. I love it. It's so neutral and it really goes with any decor. I think it's beautiful. However, I don't want to own all of that collection. I do need to get the Belle one. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. I just haven't bought it yet. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I haven't got it yet. It is on my to-do list. I will be getting it at some point. I just don't know when. But that's not a collection that I really want to own. The one that really speaks to me the most is the storybook collection. I don't know if that's the specific name for it, but there are a bunch of storybooks where the back of it looks like a book and then the front of it looks like the story is coming to life off of the pages. I absolutely love that. I love to read. You guys probably know that about me already. I am obsessed with books. So once I get moved into a house with more space, I plan on placing a few of those in different places on the bookshelf. I don't have any yet, and I'm waiting until we do get moved not to bring more things in here. Number 6, do you collect any holiday Jim Shore figurines? If yes, which Jim Shore holiday figurine is your favorite? So let me just tell you a little story. So for those of you who don't know, I actually got to meet Jim Shore last November, like November's end going into December, and I included in my Vlogmas, so I'll pop that video in somewhere here. But I definitely enjoyed it. It was such a highlight of my entire Christmas season. And during that time, I did purchase a couple of figurines. The Dopey one is one that I purchased, and then I purchased a Christmas one, and I don't have it out, it's packed away, so I'll just pop a photo up here. But it is a Dumbo figurine, and it's Dumbo plus Christmas, and it's adorable. So I absolutely love it, and just because it's my newest one and because he autographed it, it's now my favorite. Number 7, what's a Jim Shore Grail figurine of yours? Oh, of mine. Dang, I thought that was written completely different. Okay, so I really wish I could go unpack some boxes right now. I did not clearly think this through. So clearly, since all of my boxes are packed and I would prefer to show you stuff that I have, I can't show you the one that I want to show you that's in the closet, but not to be repetitive, but I want to share this with you again because I was actually looking for this on different websites because I was going to purchase it for a friend of mine, and I was finding them anywhere from $255 to over $500, and I was really shocked that this was going for so high. I mean, it has some beautiful detailings in it. You guys have seen it 1,000 times. It's got the music and the light element and everything like that. But the more that I was seeing those ridiculous prices, the more I realized I had such a really valuable piece. And it's valuable to me because it was my first, and I paid for it with rewards. And then now to know that it's worth so much on like other websites and selling things like eBay and Amazon, it's really, really hard to find. I think you can only find it on eBay at this point. And I apologize, the dog has just started snoring. But what makes this extra special to me, besides all of those points, is also I did take this to the event, and he did sign it for me as well. So I'm really, really happy to have that. It means a lot to me now. The look on his face whenever he first saw this, we were allowed to take up 2 figurines and collectibles for him to sign. And when he saw this, his eyes lit up and he was just like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen this in such a long time. So it was a very nostalgic moment for him. And so there was a little bonding moment there, I guess. And so this one really means a lot to me now. Number 8, how do you display your Jim Shore figurines? Are they out all year, and do you change your displays often? I actually keep everything on the shelf that I do have out, and I used to be so good about changing things out every season with every holiday, and I just haven't done it in the past 3 years. I've gotten very, very complacent, and we have tried to move for the past 3 or 4 years, and it just hasn't worked out. But with that being said, I'm perfectly okay with seeing the ones that I do have out because they are beautiful and they're some of my favorites that I do own. So I'm okay with leaving it like it is until we get moved and I can display everything the way I would like to. So I'm okay. I hate that some are just stuffed away in boxes. They don't deserve that at all because they're so beautiful and they should be shared with the world. But for the time being, this is basically what I stare at every day when I come into the dining room and go into the kitchen. Number 9, out of your entire Jim Shore collection, which one is your absolute favorite? And why? Well, okay. So you guys absolutely know how much I adore Disney, but you know that my faith is also important to me. And I was gifted this beautiful, beautiful cross by Mariah from Mariah's Whole New World during the Easter Disney Women of Faith exchange, and I was not expecting this at all. It's such a beautiful little cross. I love the colors on it. It's just so pretty, and so this has to be my absolute favorite piece so far. I don't think that anything could take its place as my favorite overall piece. It means a lot to me because I don't own any other Jim Shore collectibles other than Disney until I got this one. So this was really exciting to get, and it made me really happy. It's beautiful, and again, I could gush on it all day because of all the pastel goodness that it is, but it's just a beautiful representation of my faith, and I absolutely love it. And I hope that you guys enjoy seeing it in my background as well. Number 10, which Jim Shore figurine holds the most sentimental value to you? I actually just got this piece a couple of weeks ago. As you guys know, Michaela had surgery in June, and I pretty much had to spend day and night awake. There was no time that I could really sleep, and I had to monitor her to make sure that she wasn't turning over. She couldn't sleep on her stomach because it was a septoplasty, so she couldn't sleep on her stomach, and she's a stomach sleeper, so I was up 24/7 for the first 2 weeks, and it was not fun, and I was just a zombie. But during that time, we kept a lot of Disney movies on loop, and one of them was Lady and the Tramp because it auto-played. As soon as it went to the menu, it would play again, and I could just kind of lay there and not get up because I was very exhausted. I didn't care. So I was just like searching eBay one day, and I ran across this figurine, and I absolutely love it because this is one of like the songs that get stuck in my head on loop.
What a dog.
Peg used to be in the Dog and Pony Follies.
He's a tramp, but they love him. Breaks a new heart every day.
So this is Flirtatious Peg. I mean, look at her. Look at her face. You can see her little teefies in there. Oh my gosh. She's just so cute with a poofy tail. She's absolutely adorable, and I just love her scene in the movie. She's just so cute, and I don't know. She's just absolutely adorable, and I love her. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh gosh, this reminds me so much of spending all of that time in Michaela's room on the floor. But as a parent, you will do anything for your kid, and that was just one of the sacrifices. It's perfectly fine now. We're sleeping great, and she can tummy sleep now, and Mom can sleep in her own bed because I was sitting in her floor. And so yeah, this has a lot of sentimental value to me now because we went through a lot during that time, and this just reminds me of how many times we heard that song and how many days I had it on repeat in my brain. And yeah, this old girl and I had some fun together. Number 11, are there any rare Disney that's not English. Are there any rare Disney Jim Shore figurines that you have? And actually the Dopey one and the Sorcerer Mickey one are the most rare that I do have. They both run on batteries, and they don't do that anymore, like on watch batteries, and they don't do that anymore for their lighting system. Number 12, what is your most expensive Jim Shore piece? And I honestly have no idea because, I don't know, I'm still holding this up. I have no idea because I try not to pay attention. I honestly don't want to know how much I've spent on any of them. Unless I bought it yesterday, I've already forgotten, so it's probably the best thing that I don't remember. Number 13, how often do you buy Jim Shore figurines? And I would say probably once or twice a year. I don't go super bonkers because I don't have the space, but I can guarantee you that there's going to be an explosion of purchases once we do move. I plan on buying the Nutcracker ones. We talked about the storybook ones. There are so many that are on my to purchase list. There's going to be a crazy explosion, and I promise to take you along for the ride whenever that happens. Number 14, what's next on your list of Disney Jim Shore figurines to buy? And I can absolutely answer this without a doubt, and that is the Gaston and LeFou piece that's coming out in November. I am on the waiting list, and I will be notified via email when that drops and I can purchase it, because I will be. I know I just said that I'm trying to keep it reined in, but this one I am not playing around with. This one will be mine. I am not letting it slip through my hands. I'm getting it the day that it comes out. The moment I get that email, I will be clicking purchase. That's gonna happen. So as soon as I do that, you guys will get to see that as well. I'm really, really excited. I mean, it's really amazing. I don't know. I think it's a great piece, and I don't own any Gaston merch, I guess. So I really have to have that one. Number 15 and the final question. If I could ask Jim Shore to create a figurine for you that doesn't exist yet, which one would you ask for? Now, I was actually able to do this in person already, so I can tell you a little bit about that conversation. When we were seated listening to him talk and everything, there was a panel of questions people were asking throughout the crowd, and no one had asked this question. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? So when we got up to get in line to meet him, there was a couple beside me who, if you guys are still subscribed, hello, and thank you still for watching. But we were talking about Star Wars figurines, and there was a photo circulating around. It was artwork of Darth Vader, and it had the Jim Shore signature at the bottom, and I'll put it up here so you guys can see it. That had been circulating around the internet for a while, and we just asked him if that was something that he was really working on, or if that was just something someone else had did and was trying to like fake everybody out that there was a Star Wars collection coming when there really wasn't. And he did confirm that he is working on a Star Wars collection. So I'm really excited. I don't want a lot of Star Wars merch around the house. It's not like something we want to collect, but I would love to have, first of all, this piece looks amazing, but I would love to have a Princess Leia Han Solo piece, maybe just a piece together, or, and I really am a huge fan of the droids, so R2-D2, BB-8, I would love to have one of those. So I'm really excited to see this collection come to life and see what he does with it, because you know he does such an amazing job on everything. Alright guys, that is all 15 questions. Kudos to you for everyone who's made it through that entire bit. So now it's time for me to tag a few people as well. So the first person I'm going to be tagging is Alicia from Cinderella Loves Disney, and the second person is Christy from Christy's Corner. Both of those are my partner channels, so I would love to see you ladies do this tag. If you have a Jim Shore collection, or you plan on collecting Jim Shore in the future and you would like to do this tag, go ahead and do that and let me know below, because I would love to see your collection and hear your answers. That's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.